Khue found herself standing before a mysterious mirror that did not reflect her image but that of a woman in white. The same woman Khue had seen in the photos in the abandoned house. The scene within the mirror became more vivid, and the woman seemed to be calling Khue's name, as if trying to convey something important. Suddenly, a fierce-looking man appeared behind the woman, glaring at Khue and shaking his head repeatedly. The horrifying red high heels chap too. A sense of unease and worry spread through Khue's mind, like ghosts lurking behind every dark corner of each street, every nook of the abandoned house, and every shadow in the deep forest. Khue knew she shouldn't stay here too long, but with the high heels on her feet, she couldn't act according to her will. In a fleeting thought, she hurriedly took off the high heels and tossed them on the ground. She ran barefoot home, following the path the high heels had led her on. Khue couldn't understand why the red high heels had taken her to such frightening places, and she felt as if she was trapped in a nightmare with no escape. Every cold gust of wind made her body shiver, and every echoing sound in the gloomy space terrified her to the core. Arriving home under the high moon, Khue screamed when she saw the red high heels neatly placed on the shelf. Fearful, she kept her distance from them and ran into her bedroom, locking the door tightly. She lay on her bed, covering herself completely with the blanket. In her unease, she fell asleep without realizing it. In her dream, Khue found herself standing before a mysterious mirror that did not reflect her image but that of a woman in white. The same woman Khue had seen in the photos in the abandoned house. The scene within the mirror became more vivid, and the woman seemed to be calling Khue's name, as if trying to convey something important. Suddenly, a fierce-looking man appeared behind the woman, glaring at Khue and shaking his head repeatedly. Khue woke up with lingering fear but also felt something had changed. In those dreams, she realized that fear wasn't the only thing the red high heels brought her. There was also mystery and exciting discovery, and perhaps a deep connection waiting to be explored. Drawn by the mysterious allure of the red high heels, Khue decided to delve deeper into the journey to learn about the strange woman in the abandoned house and the mysterious man. Through conversations with the locals and old records at the local library, Khue gathered more information about the woman. She learned that the woman's name was Lan, and she was the owner of the abandoned house. Lan had lived a reclusive, mysterious life and had vanished under unexplained circumstances. The man in Khue's dream was her husband, Min, who was rumored to have a deep connection with the supernatural and was directly involved in his wife's disappearance. To understand these events better, Khue decided to explore the abandoned house once more. She quickly prepared the necessary equipment, such as a flashlight, a dagger, a mobile phone, and a small first aid kit. When the sun was at its peak, Khue entered the abandoned house. She saw sunlight filtering through the old windows and the gaps in the collapsed walls, creating strange patterns of light and shadow inside. Khue explored every corner, every nearly ruined old room, searching for more clues about the woman in the red high heels. Then, during a thorough search, she found an old diary covered in dust and cobwebs, hidden carefully in a dark corner of a drawer. When Khue opened the diary, she was greeted by yellowed pages, with faded ink still clear enough to take her on a journey through time and space. The first pages revealed old stories, memories of beautiful and meaningful moments, thoughts, feelings, and experiences of the wife when her family was still happy and peaceful. The words on the pages evoked memories of love and hope, but also contained anxiety and suspicion. Khue read each line, feeling more shocked and surprised by what the wife had recorded. In the diary, the wife wrote about her husband's strange behavior, the changes in his mood and actions, and the bizarre events occurring around them. She described her fear and unease and her feelings as she watched her husband become increasingly distant and cruel. Diary, April 12, 1970. Today, when I looked into his eyes, I saw an astonishing change. It was no longer the warm, loving gaze I once knew. He often leaves the house without saying a word, returns late, and doesn't even answer my questions. I feel like a stranger in this home, constantly wondering if this man is still the loving husband I once knew. Strange books and peculiar symbols have appeared everywhere in the house. He spends more time in his private room, focused on ancient books and performing mysterious rituals I cannot understand. I feel worried and confused by this immense change in him. It's been so long since he smiled, and happiness seems to have left us since he began practicing dark magic. Diary, May 24th, 1970. Today, as I cleaned our bedroom, I saw the red high heels he gave me in a corner of the shoe cabinet. Sunlight shone on the high heels, making the red glow, and I couldn't help but remember the happy moments when we first started dating. But today, when I took the high heels out of the box, I discovered something strange behind them. Under the sole of the high heels, there was a carefully folded piece of paper, but it wasn't a love letter or a congratulatory note. Instead, it was a paper filled with strange handwriting and a series of ancient symbols and characters. And above all, This handwriting belonged to my husband. I felt a chill as I read these lines. This wasn't the language someone would use to convey something happy or joyful. It was full of mystery and darkness, like a curse. I don't know how long ago he wrote this, but it was enough to make me feel scared and worried about the secrets he might be hiding in his heart. I dare not tell him about this, but I know I need to do something to uncover the truth behind the high heels he gave me. Diary, June 30th, 1970. Today, I can't keep the secret any longer. I must write down what has happened, so no one else has to endure the terror I am going through. After discovering the strange paper under the sole of the red high heels, I couldn't stop thinking about it. I started investigating the strange marks and signs around the house. Eventually, I found an ancient book filled with dark secrets hidden in a drawer.